All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. Welcome to a 90-day review for the Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus. Now, believe it or not, I actually use this device every day. It is one of my daily drivers. I'm currently using it on my Google Fi SIM card because I have so many phone numbers I had to put it somewhere. And that's where it's been pretty much the majority of its life. Now, I'm going to talk about network in this video because I have for sure tested this device on multiple networks. This is the unlocked model, by the way. So remember, I got this. This is the 512 gig unlocked cream version. So beautiful. And I do have my privacy glass on there, as you can see. I love privacy glasses. So this device on Google Fi actually works phenomenal because Google Fi uses multiple networks, and so I found that over the years of using Google Fi, certain devices just don't work right. And that's just what it is. Now, actually, I think now you could actually get this device on Google Fi, and they have a pretty nice discount. I'll leave a link down below where you can grab it if you want to. I don't get any kind of kickbacks or anything like that. Or you can get it directly from Samsung, and you can use the link down below and purchase as well. But the Google Fi's network has improved over the years. I'm one of the longtime users of Google Fi, and I'm one of the first users when it was Project Fi, even before that. So I decided to stay with them and just pay the bill. It was good service. It's a good service. I wish they would drop their unlimited pricing plan a little bit, but to compete with Visible and all the other companies, but they haven't. So I'm still rolling with it. So I use the Google Fi service on this device currently, and it is absolutely phenomenal with this device. There are some other devices that I use Google Fi with, and it doesn't work as well, I've found, but with the S23 Plus, it actually works great. No issues with network on Google Fi. But on T-Mobile, it's not worse per se because Google Fi runs on a part of T-Mobile's network, predominantly T-Mobile. But I think with on using it on T-Mobile, once they joined with Sprint, my service has gotten really bad, thus creating me to switch my main phone number over to Visible. Paying $25 a month for Visible service is just incredible. And I will have a link down to Visible down below to where you can grab your first month for $5, folks. You can get the first month for $5. Then after that is $25 a month. That's exactly what I'm doing. So, and my service with Visible has been flawless over T-Mobile service. I still have a T-Mobile account, but I only have a couple of phone numbers over there now. So, nonetheless, the network with this device, no issues whatsoever. You can see the antenna bands there, and then you've got one there, and then you've got two here. So they've thought it through and giving you the best way, because you see how I'm holding this device. So I've got an antenna line here and here open, and then one up here open, and that one open, and then that one open, and there's none here. So well, the one there, but they've thought it through on how they're going to give you the best service signal on these devices. So I normally won't talk about network so much, but a lot of people ask, what network are you using on? What network are you using on? And so my experience with phone calls, texts, internet, everything is phenomenal. Now, when I'm in the house, I typically stay on my Wi-Fi for the most stable, so I can have the best battery life out of these. But ultimately, the signal and strength on this device is actually really good. Now, speaking of battery life, the battery life on here has been great. No problems whatsoever with battery life. I think what you'll find with battery life is this solely depends on the user, as always, because most users, when they're going to use different things, like you can see some of the apps I have on here, everyone might not have all these apps. Some people might have less, some people might have more. It depends on what you're using on your device. I typically have these set, and whether you have widgets as well. I don't have any widgets. I just have the home security stuff here, and some social media here. I used to have a couple of widgets on here. They didn't take a big hit to the battery, but just a little bit. And then I have my Galaxy watch paired to this as well. So bear that in mind. The more things you have going on with the widgets and how you're using about it, if you're gaming a lot, if you're editing on your phone a lot, this is going to take a hit to your battery. Now, as far as performance goes, the only way to really test performance is to just use it. Shout out to GG Son. Is to just use it. And I just find that Nighttech has become like this selfie dude. He was never like that. But nonetheless, shout out to my man Nighttech. The performance for me, testing day to day,
Incoming voice
is,
call from +1.
get out of here. The reject. The performance for me day to day is it's really tested like what I'm doing. So I can scroll through Twitter, I can get on Instagram, but really a lot of social media and a lot of uh, cameras is where I used a lot. So using the cameras and social media for me, like literally watching videos on the device or HBO Max or just something, which is now Max. I need to update this one. Yeah, it changed over to Max, which is so weird. Netflix and things like that. That is how I work my battery over and get the most out of our performance, especially with the cameras. But Samsung's UI, they've given you everything that every of all of their devices. The One UI 5.1 is it's the same on all devices. So you have this universal thing going on with them to where you're going to get the same experience over all the devices, and they're kind of getting you into their ecosystem, and it's pretty simple and it's pretty straightforward. You see I had the sidebar there because that was like something exclusive at first to certain devices, and now it's on the software period. It's just a part of their software. So the performance on here is always great. I'm going to go ahead and fire up a video here. Let's fire up a video. Let's see here. I'm gonna fire up something for you. Let's go to my car channel and let's fire something up here. Videos. And let's see here. Okay, let's try. I think this one is one that. Okay. Oh, maybe I have to log on. Buddy, why are you trolling me? Don't you when phones troll you all of a sudden? Sometimes they just troll you. Now remember I have my privacy glass on here too, so I'm gonna crank the brightness way up. Whoa. And that is absolutely stunning. We go to the higher, it's already on 1440, but I can go ahead and put it to 4K. But this display on here is beautiful. More importantly, I like how thin the bezels are, how they stretched it way out to the edge. I think that's really important. And then take a listen to these speakers. Samsung has some of the best speakers ever. Let's take a listen. It's just me talking, but check it out. Good experience so far. So the power on this thing, I'm not really in it for the power, but it does have a sport mode and it's actually pretty decent. I really like it a lot so far. Again, it's the same size as my 2020, and this is a 2023, and it is the same size, it appears, as my 2020. So, and just remember, I have a privacy glass on here. Even with the privacy glass on, it still literally is so bright. You can see it. But the speakers, the display, this is where Samsung really wins people over because they have some of the best, if not the best. A lot of companies use Samsung panels and Samsung cameras, and I don't think this is going to stop anytime soon. So this is me shooting on my car channel of my Cadillac. Again, I like the uniform look of the bezels around here. Not that the bezels mean anything, like they have to be really small or anything like that. I just like how they've got such a big display and not such a phone that doesn't have such a big body. Now, it is a big phone, but it's not as big as one would think once you get it in your hand and you pop this display on and you start to watch some content. So that is a huge plus to me when it comes to this display and just listening to music with the speakers or just watching content. This display is top notch. So another area where I think this phone shines is it's always going to be the cameras. The cameras on here are just, I mean, it can shoot 8K. I've never done 8K on this device yet. I did some samples, but I was like, meh, no one really has an 8K TV. I don't even have an 8K monitor or TV. So, what's the point? But the best part about these cameras is this right here. It actually has all of the, let me get my phone here. It actually has everything that the bigger brother has. This is why I recommended this phone right here over this phone if you're not going to use the S Pen, because you can see it still has a fairly large display, and then all the camera modes are there. That is something that's really important to me. And then the quality is just, oh man, it's great. I love using director's view. I love pro videos where I spend a lot of time. And because I feel like if you're going to create, you can pop on any Samsung camera and create. As a matter of fact, that video that you were watching was filmed with, I believe I shot it with this device right here. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find that video. I'm sure it's in here. I am sure that I shot that video with this particular S23 Ultra. I'm certain that I did. I am certain that I did. There it is. See? That video was filmed with this particular device. So Samsung cameras are just top notch. And you know what? Another area where Samsung cameras have improved is portrait mode. And then also, obviously having portrait video, that's one of my favorites. I think implementing this, and then not just any portrait video, being able to shoot in 4K, they slid that in there, and it was a great surprise to me, and I'm totally happy with it. Let me see if I can find some footage that I've done with this phone. Oh, I've done a lot. I've done so much footage with this phone. Oh man, I mean, I've done a boatload of footage. Man, I've used this phone more than I thought for footage. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know how much I use this phone for footage. Look at all this footage I've done with this phone. And with this being a 512 gig, I even shot the video for this phone with this phone. So, I mean, the camera quality that you're going to get from this, and from a creator standpoint, there's not very many phones that can handle Samsung's portrait video or just video quality at all. It used to be that iPhones were the top dogs and all these things, but I think Samsung has proven themselves. Yeah, this is the unboxing for this phone right here. I did it for this phone. Samsung has proven themselves that if you want to do video, oh, that's so beautiful. If you want to do video, you can easily do it with one of our devices. You don't need an external microphone. You don't need any kind of special filters. You don't need anything. You can just pop on the camera and press record, and you're going to get stellar footage. And then from a non-creator standpoint, you are getting some of the best footage. You don't know it probably, but go into your settings, change it to 4K 30, and you're going to get some of the best quality footage that you can get on a smartphone. The best part about me showing you this portion right here is that I have a privacy tempered glass on here. I mean, let me show you here. I have a privacy tempered glass. Once again, I've already shown this, but that's how good this display is. Even with a privacy tempered glass on here. Now, obviously, I'm using my Sigma lens to record this video. I'm not using a phone, but even having that just goes to show how beautiful this display is. Anyway, hardware is where Samsung kind of always shines. And again, I've been showing this version here. This is the Ultra. But Samsung has always shined when it came to hardware. Now, there is one gripe that I wish they would have done with this S23, is to just flatten off the sides like they did with the Ultra. That would have been really sweet. But again, I know probably why they didn't do it, because more people would probably flock to this, because this has all the capabilities of this device right here. So, in the end, it's up to you to determine what you like or dislike about a device. But that's probably got to be one of my only gripes about this device, if anything, is the rounded size. I thought they were flat. I don't know if you remember me talking about this before this device released, but I thought the sides were flat because that's how it looked in the photo they put out. But in fact, they are kind of rounded this way. And it actually helps with the ergonomics of when you're holding it. But at the same time, I wish they were flat. I just wish they were flat, because you've got phones like this right here with the flat sides. This is the Nothing phone. And this phone right here is ultimately about the same size. But those flat sides, they just really do it. It just makes it feel like a completely different device. So, it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. yeah, man, 3 months with this device of real world usage. I don't think there's many dislikes with this device at all. It's personal preference when it comes to the rounded sides, but this is a win, folks. And again, I have links down below to where you can purchase, but you do what you want to do. But I think this is probably the best purchase of them all when it comes to getting the most out of the S23 lineup. I've reviewed all three of the devices for you. Obviously, I kept these two. These are the two that I decided to keep. Well, I had the black one, I had the cream one, a couple failures with the cream one. The black one was good. But then I decided to go ahead and switch to what I would consider the permanent version for this lineup, which is going to be the Ultra this year. And I had blue last year, and so obviously I went with blue again this year. But nonetheless, this cream caught me off guard. And I really wanted the cream or gold/gold at the fold. But I ended up grabbing the burgundy. As you can see, it's in the official Samsung leather case. This leather case is holding up great, man. It is phenomenal. But I ended up getting that instead of the. I got a limited color for that one. This was supposed to be a limited color as well, but the wait on it was so long for the gray version, which is what I really wanted. I just opted not to. And then when I saw the lime green, I was like, yuck, that color looks horrible in person. But to each his own. Whoever bought that one, hey, respect. I'm sure you were shocked once you pulled it out of the box. You're probably like, whoa, no one's going to miss me coming with this thing. Nonetheless, it's your man Jay, the S23 Plus. This is a major win. Totally worth the money. And I think you'll be happy if you decide to pick it up. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.